Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today we're going to be covering everything that was revealed in the JP live stream, including the official reveal of what those teaser images were. Of course, I know a lot of people were theorizing what it was going to be. Some people said it was going to be a new collaboration event. I thought that it was possibly a collaboration event. Some people thought it would be a Hero Festa, which I was a little bit confused by, purely because they said that the Hero Festa would be in spring, and well, it's not yet spring, it's still winter, right? And spring is actually at the end of March, technically, for Danmemo, as well as just generally when it comes to the anime industry and stuff, it's always at the end of March. So I was a little bit confused as to why we were thinking it was going to be a Hero Festa, but we thought of a lot of things, right? Well, it turns out it's not any of those things. So we're gonna go over all of what they've shown today, and we're gonna go over what those teaser images were. Of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi content, as well as Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think of this news reveal and everything. Do you guys feel relieved that you don't have to spend too much iris? Do you guys feel disappointed that they went to extra lengths to, you know, drop these teaser images and it was none of the more exciting stuff? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, let's look at the first thing. And of course, as always, whenever it comes to these live streams, they start off with the anime campaign information. Of course, we are only 4 episodes away till the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken, or 3. I think it's 3 or 4 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, we're getting closer and closer to the end. Now, this is last week's unit, of course, Lyra. I've already done a Should You Summon for her and everything, so you guys can go check that out. Now, the thing is, they didn't reveal this week's unit in the live stream, which is very interesting because that means it's either a surprise that they want to give us. Obviously, we have a data download today, by the way, because a lot of content is actually dropping right as this video goes out. I'll be making a lot of videos today. There's going to be at least like 3 or 4 videos today. But there's actually, they didn't reveal the anime unit, which was very interesting. Instead, they spoke about the final trial, which we are getting a final trial against the Amphis Bana. This is going to be next week, if I'm not mistaken, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we all get our rears whooped. In all honesty, I'm ready to get my rear beat in like turn 1 on normal difficulty, so it's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna go up against the Amphis Bana as they're showing here. They didn't reveal any of the weaknesses or anything, but yeah, it was very interesting to see that they didn't reveal anything for this week's anime unit. So I don't know if it's like a surprise unit or they're not planning on dropping one this week, which would be really weird because they still have Elise to drop, right? Because they've done Lyra, they've done Kaguya, they've done Estrella. Elise is the only one left in the Estrella Record family set, you know, the Estrella Familia set, I should say. Estrella Record set, I mean, it is part of the Estrella Record set as well, but like, yeah, out of the Estrella Familia, she's the only one left. So I assume she's this week's unit, but they didn't reveal it to us, which was really weird. So then they decided to go into the latest info, which was a lot more Estrella Record stuff, of course. We're getting towards the end of the Estrella Record. We're going to be getting the extra banners as well, right? The light novel release ones from October to December, we're going to be getting those units and stuff, right? So they went over all that jazz. They went over like the exchangeable bonds available and stuff like that, which, by the way, if you guys know, I already picked up Erebus from this. You guys can pick up whoever you want. I've already made a tier list on all the units and stuff, so you guys can go check that out. But yeah, the reruns are currently available right now are these 3 banners. They're going to be only available until the 9th of March, and then they're going to be replaced by these banners. Now, we do have the buffs for the top left banners, which we're going to go over in just a moment, but we do also have the other 3 banners that dropped in October to December coming back as well. Now, I'm very surprised that they didn't do them in sets of 3. I was expecting them to do like maybe RD, Kaguya, Erebus in one banner, and then Elise, Lyra, and Estrella on the other banner. I thought that's how they were going to do it, but instead they've brought them back in just exactly how they were originally. The first banners, how they were, they're exactly the same. So it's going to be very interesting to see who all summons for this. Some of these units are very good. I mean, I've spoken about Lyra being a fantastic option alongside the short-haired Lafia. Astrea is a phenomenal option for a null ailment times 4, right? And then of course Kaguya is a brilliant part of the physical rush team. So you have a lot of these units that are capable of being part of certain teams and setups, that this is a perfect time to pick up these units because they're probably not going to come back for a very long time. So would recommend maybe waiting and seeing who you need. If you're running a stall team, you might want to go for Artie. If you're running a magic team, you might want to go for Lyra or Alize. If you're running Kaguya or a physical team, you might want to go for Kaguya, stuff like that. You might want to consider that and plan out your summons accordingly. Now, the buffs for the Alfia and Zard, right? Now, this is coming out today, by the way. The extra story is coming out today. Just as this video goes out, it will be dropping. So this is 11 p.m. JST, I should say, not 11 a.m. 11 p.m. JST, which is literally in like at this time of recording, 15 minutes from now. For at the time you're watching this video, it's already live in game. I'm probably going to be recording those videos as you guys are watching these videos. Now let's go over the buffs for these units. So 1 second, there we go. All right, so let me pull up Discord. There we go. Beautiful. So one thing, I mean, you guys can already see a teaser for what they've already shown later on in the stream, but let's go over the Zard buffs first and foremost. So this is the Zard in the top left. 1 sec, let me just show you guys who I'm talking about. So this Zard in the top left is a Fire Zard, and the right hand side unit is an Alfia, that's a light unit. These units came out right before the 4th anniversary, so they are still a little bit more modern in comparison to the actual 3rd anniversary reruns. Like compared to these units, they're a little bit more modern. So I wasn't expecting too many buffs for them. In fact, I didn't know if they were going to get buffs at all, to be quite honest. But I knew that they were going to get a buff most likely, but there was also a chance that the buffs would have been negligible, right? But they did get some decent buffs, I feel. So Zard's buffs, basically his SA now reduces STR, Magic, P-Res, and M-Res by 50% instead of just STR and Magic. And they've changed it from being a 2-turn buff, it's now 5 turns, and he gives himself 120% strength, P-Res, and M-Res 60% to self. So basically they just boosted his SA up quite a bit with the numbers and stuff. His S1 is now fast 5 turns buff and STR buff by 50% to allies, and he reduces ST and AoE damage by 60% to self, and he gives additional actions which now have a 50% chance to taunt. So this is actually kind of good because he'll fit in extremely well with the ailment team. In fact, I think especially with his S2 now, which has a ultra on counter rate and increases AoE damage by 40% and heal and taunt res decreased by 40%, he's going to be a fantastic option for the ailment team. I wouldn't be surprised if players start to go for him if you are running an ailment team, you know, with Gross and stuff like that. This Zard might actually be one of those units you will want to bring in because of the taunt res decrease and stuff like that. I'm very curious to see what ailment users have to say down below in the comments about the Zard. His S3 doesn't change much. It's just a status buff minus 2 turns for foes and extends debuffs by 2 turns for foes. So not really too much there, but very interestingly, they've made him more of a taunt unit more so than anything else. And of course, giving him this ST and AoE damage decreased by 60% to self helps him out tremendously against teams that will try and, you know, rush through the ailment team before they get, you know, inflicted with status ailments and stuff like that. So that's at least good, I suppose. Alfia, on the other hand, right? Let me actually just do this so that 1 second. Let me see if I can actually do this so that you guys can actually see it. There we go. So that it's a little bit easier for you guys to actually read and discern between Alfia and Zard's buffs. SA now has a 100% damage boost per magic buff. It was originally 50%, so they've increased it by like literally 100% in total. S1 has now changed from being slow to fast, which is a huge update, you know, because of course a lot of players will want it to be a fast ability for certain reasons, especially looking at the buffs she's gotten, right? And increases light damage by 100%, which hasn't changed, but god rate, counter rate, and magic res by 70% is new. So that being fast helps her out tremendously, especially if you're going up against magic teams or teams that will, you know, hit you for a certain amount of damage. You can then counter with the increased light attack damage and stuff like that. The additional attacks now have a high penetration rate and a 60% HP recovery, which is good. S2 is now super instead of high. It also has high on guard rate now, and it increases magic by 50% to allies, reduces magic res by 40%, and removes agility buffs and AoE damage reduction buffs as well. Now, this is very interesting because this Alfia may actually end up becoming a good option for players in terms of the in terms of being a sort of like a remover, right? Like for example, you have your Vesta, you have your Bell and Ryu, right? Units that are able to remove agility buffs and stuff. This might actually be really good for a lot of players, because you know, a lot of units we are facing nowadays, like, you know, for example, Astreus, right? Astreus is a perfect example. He gives himself, you know, ST, or Galmus, actually. Forget Astreus. Let's ignore Astreus for now. Let's look at Galmus, for example, right? Galmus can give all allies ST damage and AoE damage reduction, right? By 40%, I think it is. Which means that, you know, a unit like this Alfia, who's gonna go slow because A, she's a magic unit, and B, there's no fast ability there, right? So it's gonna go slow anyways. It's not gonna be like super slow. It's not like it's an actual slow ability, but it's still a slow ability just naturally because of how she is. And being able to remove agility buffs and AoE damage reduction buffs as well is going to help out tremendously. So that's going to be very interesting to see how people use her in that regards. And of course, S3 has been unchanged, only the MP has been lowered. So there you guys go. Obviously next week I'll go into more detail about the buffs that they have received in a video when we actually get the news page for them. We don't have a news page for the buffs unfortunately just yet, so we're gonna have to wait for that. But that's the buffs for those two units, and we'll see them come out next week on the 9th of March. Now, the extra story, like I said, is currently available in-game at this moment in time as this video has gone out. And of course, there is going to be a high difficulty quest. I will be making videos on that. I'll be making separate videos. I'll be making one dedicated to extra stage 1 and then extra stage 2. We're going to be confronting strong enemies, clear and get exuberant items. Of course, if you clear extra stage the Nightmare, you get 100 Iris. If you get if you just clear extra stage Entrusted Spirit, oh, you get 100 Iris. And if you S clear all of the quests, including the 2 extra stages, you'll get 5 Hero Light. Now, in my personal opinion, don't worry about the Hero Light. Just try and see if you can clear. Don't try and S clear it. Try and get a B clear or A clear. You don't have to follow the rules and regulations. If it takes you 20 turns to get the clear, take the 20 turns. Don't worry about the S clear. I will try and show you guys how you can S clear it, but in my personal opinion, just try and get the 100 Iris. Their difficulty will be rebalanced to match the current state of the game. So obviously, when it originally came out, it was going to be very, very easy compared to the units we have right now. So now, in order to match up to the metas and the unit strength and stuff like that, of course, you know how strong the light units are, right? They have to kind of adjust it, so they're rebalancing it to make sure that the units are capable of you know, taking damage and actually, you know, being a strong, difficult challenge. So yeah, now this is the teaser image that we got. So in the morning today, they revealed another teaser image outside of the one we got yesterday, and it was we only saw the strand of hair, which made it seem like it was going to be Alfia. So a lot of people thought it was going to be a Hero Festa, Alfia, and Zard. I've been saying we're going to get a Hero Festa, Alfia, and Zard for a very long time. But it does seem like it is not a Hero Festa, Zard, and Alfia. Instead, it's just a regular time-limited Alfia and Zard, which means that there is not going to be a Hero Festa, Alfia, and Zard in the near future. I don't think so, at least. Because in all honesty, we are only 2 weeks away from the end of the Astrea record stuff. In all honesty, I think it ends on like the 19th or 21st of March, somewhere around there. And then of course they're gonna get onto the spring content, which is gonna be all the other stuff like Sword of Rotoria Volume 10's adaptation and stuff like that. So we have this Alfia and Zard. They are dropping. Alfia is an adventure, Zard is an assist, and both of them seem very interesting. In all honesty, both of them seem very interesting. Now you are going to get a free 11 draw ticket as well for clearing the quest. It's like an extra story basically, which I'm digging, to be quite honest. I really like it, bro. I saw this image and I literally loved it. I felt something in my heart, you know, seeing this image. Bro, it was so cool. It was such a cool image, in all honesty. So cool. Unfortunately, it's just a Memoria, and it's a very bad Memoria at that, to be quite honest. I'm not a fan of it. It's turns 4 to 7, you get an M-Res increase. It's very similar to the Memoria we got a month or two ago, where it was turns 4 to 7 P-Res increase. Very similar. It's a damn shame that such a good image is gone to a Memoria like this, but I do like it nonetheless, man. I really do like the Memoria. They did a banging job with this Memoria for sure. Now, because of course they know that there's a lot of banners out and everything, even they said it on the live stream that we don't have any Iris. What are you guys doing? they are going to be giving out 1,000 iris. 400 will be given out on login bonus today, literally like as I said, at the same time as everything goes live in game. We're going to get a 400 iris. We're going to get 400 iris as well through this extra login bonus as well. So 2 login bonuses, 800 iris, and then the 200 iris comes through the high difficulty quest EX stages. Now, I know a lot of people will be annoyed that it's locked behind this, but trust me when I say this, for the medium to late game player, shouldn't be too difficult to get at least 100 iris. The 200 iris may be a little bit more tricky, but we'll try our best. I might even try and see if I can maybe make a video with like low limit break units and see if we can maybe get a clear with that sort of team. We'll try our best. We'll try our best. So yeah, this is the schedule. Of course, today, literally as this video goes live, there is going to be obviously these banners coming out. The extra story is going to be released and bundles will be dropped. But then, of course, on Tuesday, today is Tuesday, but from tomorrow onwards, we're going to be getting the Memoria. The month is resetting, so Saros and Dolb Shop will reset. And then, of course, on the 2nd of March, we're going to be getting the usual update stuff. So, Heroic Trials, we're going to be getting Telskura Abyss reset as well. We're going to be getting War Games and all that jazz. And, of course, next week is when the actual Part 4 reruns, I guess Part 4, let's call it Part 4. Part 4 reruns are happening with all the novel gachas as well as the entrusted gacha coming back. So there you guys have it. Okay, Winter Day Quest is also coming and the final trial is next week as well. There you guys go. All right. Obviously, it's very, very interesting to see what they'll do for the anime gacha unit, considering we don't know what it is and what the plan is for these 2 units. Now, of course, I know that a lot of you guys are probably wondering what these unit skills are. I will be dropping a video right after this, literally like probably half an hour to an hour after this, doing a should you summon for the Alfia and Zard, because I do have some translations which you guys can see right here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so I have some early translations for Alfia right here. You guys can probably see it. But to give you guys an idea of what Alfia does is that she's an AoE wind magic unit. She on her essay, she removes status buffs on enemies, debuffs on allies on essay. 4 additional actions with damage boost of 60% per debuff on STR magic and agility on self, and gives 60% heal to self. And then obviously some other skills, of course, that are capable of increasing her agility, magic, P-res, and stuff like that. But I want to go in more detail in that should you summon, because literally the banners are going to be dropping in like a few minutes of this recording. And on top of that, it'll be better to look at it in game because they're going to be of much higher quality, and like there will be the actual translations in game, and it's not like my own translations or anything, because this is something I've translated, which I'm not feeling too confident on. I feel like I've made some mistakes here and there, so I want to make sure that in the next video, which will be dropping in an hour, you guys will be able to see what it exactly is. Now, one second, I'm gonna try and at least show you guys the translations for Alfia so that you guys can actually see what they are. Let's see, there you guys go. So you guys can actually see Alfia's translations right here, the very bottom. Early look at Alfia. Zard, on the other hand, to give you guys on what Zard does, Zard is an assist, of course, and he gives AoE damage increase by 25%, so he increases damage taken from AoE attacks by 25% on foes, and gives allies penetration rate plus 30%. Really good for war games and PvE content. We'll have to see how good he'll be actually in other bits of content. Now, of course, if you guys went on to enjoy this video and stuff, let me know what you guys thought down below of all this stuff as well in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. The next live stream is on the 14th, so we're gonna have to wait and see what they drop then. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Were you guys a little bit disappointed with the teaser images? Do you guys think that it should have been actually like a Hero Festa, or it should have been a collaboration event? Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say down below. For me personally, I'm okay with it because it means that we don't have to use too much of our iris, right? And I know people were like, because if it's a collaboration event, right, it's probably going to be a 2-parter, which means you'll need 12,000 iris. If it's a Hero Festa, 6,400 iris. This banner is, well, in my personal opinion, based on the information we know, depending on what type of player you are, it's a skippable banner. But if you want to go for it, you can go for it. It's a 2-unit banner, 4,000 iris, not as, you know, problematic as some other banners. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.